in the international wilderness. It's been quite some return, but this Matildas side, it's full of incredible stories. Steph Catley scored the penalty against Ireland in the opening game of the Women's World Cup here less than a year ago. And now she leads her side out for this final match on home soil before the Olympic Games, and hopefully more glory for the green and gold. And as you can see, there is a guard of honor at the tunnel. Now 2 teams are lined up, but there's 1 player missing if you can do the quick head count of the Matildas. Only 10 players out there because it's cap number 105 for Lydia Williams, the most capped goalkeeper in Matildas footballing history. 36 years of age. What a leader, and what a moment. Just listen to this ovation. Well, there can barely be a dry eye in the house. She's doing a remarkably good job, Lydia Williams. But then again, she's been to 5 World Cups, 6 Asian Cups. She's won the A-League Women's competition as well, 5 times Goalkeeper of the Year. And now let's hear from the woman herself.
With us here tonight is the Australian sporting legend, ACMBE. Please welcome her to present her traditional Numa buka to Lydia Williams. The buka is made by buildup artist Lee Taylor from 3 red kangaroo skins and handcrafted and stitched to depict Lydia's unique life story.
Thank you, everyone. I'm so proud to be here tonight, but most important, I'm proud to be here with the girls, and I love them so much. And let's go, Tillies.
Well said, Lydia. Let's take a look now at some of your incredible career.
Well, the tears did come in the end for Lydia Williams as she received that gift from another fantastic Indigenous athlete in Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley. There you can see just what she has achieved. She's already in the Aboriginal and Islander Sports Hall of Fame. That came back in 2021. And she's not even hung up the gloves. And now her teammates around her to enjoy this moment. It's very special for an athlete to be able to sign off on your own terms. It demands a lot of respect from all those around you and those that run the game to recognize her contribution. A fantastic career, and we look forward to the next step. She is vice president of the Professional Footballers Association that represents the players as well, so she is already a leader off the pitch as well. She said she'll retire after the Olympics, so perhaps we'll find out tomorrow that this is not necessarily the last game, but just the last on home soil. Well, let's head down to the welcome to country.
To my ancestors and to my elders, past, present, and emerging. Wanami, Wallalabami, Gadagara, Wangubemu, Burabadu, Ugadagaran, Budrinami, Darag Nurawa, Dia, Diara Julie, Ingaindra Daragu Diem, Nine Nurawa.
Welcome wherever you have come from to be here with us tonight on Wongal land, skies and waters. It's good to see us all gathered here on Darug land. My name is Julie. I'm a saltwater, freshwater woman from the Darug-speaking people, and this is our country, the country of our mothers, fathers and ancestors that have walked this land since the beginning of time. We thank you for being here with us tonight, strengthening the spirit of country, and on behalf of the Darug people, we wish you a very warm welcome to country, and we say a massive thank you to Lydia Williams for all she has given to the sport and for being such an impactful role model to First Nation girls. Welcome to country.
Football fans, if able, please stand for the national anthem of the People's Republic of China. And now, if able, please remain standing for the national anthem of Australia.
Well, the Till It's Done farewell series continues this evening. 90 minutes against China. Perhaps another friendly or two coming up before the Olympic Games in Paris. But this is the big one, the big send-off match. It set the tone. Victory over France before the FIFA Women's World Cup in front of a sellout crowd in Melbourne a year ago. That set the tone for these sellout crowds. 14 in a row now. And this Matildas side continues to rewrite the history books. They are undefeated in 4 now since their last defeat away to Canada. The Olympic Games squad, 18 players plus 4 reserve players that can be brought in when necessary, will be announced tomorrow morning. The teams having their team photos taken. We can see a young local footballer delivering the match ball as well. All of this laying the foundations for the future of the game in Australia. Every match on home soil a big step. Lydia Williams wearing the captain's armband on home soil for one more time. Is just about to be involved with the coin toss with our referees. The players just going through one quick final warm-up. The Matildas getting all set for action. They need to be quicker out of the blocks than they were in Adelaide in what was a slightly disjointed first 45 minutes in which they failed to test Xu Huan in the China goal. Lydia Williams and Wu Haiyan, they played against each other the last time Australia beat China in Sydney. It was back in 2013. Wu Haiyan, the only China player in the starting 11 who was there that day. Let's have a look at the starting 11s then. Tony Gustafsson's final first choice 11 before announcing the 18+4 reserves that will represent us all in Paris. He's made 5 changes. The first comes in goal. Lydia Williams, her farewell match, will wear the captain's armband. Fullbacks Ellie Carpenter and Steph Catley both return. Kyra Cooney-Cross comes into the centre of midfield. And with Caitlin Ford picking up that hamstring strain in the second half in Adelaide, it's Tamika Yallop we expect to start on the left, Hayley Rasso on the right, with Mary Fowler sitting just behind the scorer of that late equalising goal, Michelle Heyman. Well, for Ante Milicic, he's made 4 changes to the side that drew and looked for a long time like they might win in Adelaide. The defence that was excellent for 92 minutes remains unchanged, so those changes coming in midfield, where former PSG and Levante midfielder Yang Li Na comes into the side alongside Liu Yang-chu, while up front Celtics Shen Mong-yu partners former Canberra United attacking midfielder Wu Cheng-su. The goal scorer in Adelaide, Zhang Linyan, and Tottenham's Wang Shuang continue in the wide roles. And some of these amazing pictures we will have throughout this evening on the Allianz Spider Cam. Fantastic stuff as we accompany Lydia Williams into the goal. Oh, she's forgotten a very important moment of the pre-match, which is, of course, the huddle for one last time. They're not starting without you, Lydia. Don't worry. Tony Gustafsson, who is connected to his assistant coach, Jens Fjellström, up in the stands for all the tactical information. Match number 52 for him in charge as he prepares to take the Matildas to their second Olympic Games in charge against the man that took them to France for the 2019 World Cup. Ante Milicic had a brief but highly successful period in charge, 2 years at the helm of the Matildas, and a much-loved figure amongst the Matildas players still. Our referee is from Korea, Oh Hyun-jong. And it is China that get us underway to a huge roar in front of over 75,000 expected this evening at Stadium Australia. After something of an unprecedented starting 11, which struggled, particularly in the first half against China in Adelaide, Grayskill, there is a more familiar feel to this side that looks more like the one that went all the way to the semi-finals of the World Cup, and perhaps possibly the one that will be looking for gold next month in Paris.
Well, good evening, Robbie, and thank you. You're spot on. A special night, special occasion, and great to be here in what is Lydia Williams' send-off match on home soil, and a performance that really I've got no doubt we'll see a lift for, if not for the occasion, then for the personnel starting this evening.
Now, we did have a couple of little question marks about how the Matildas would line up, and it looks as though Tony has done something that none of us were expecting. Instead of 2 6s, perhaps Kyra Cooney-Cross sitting as the lone 6, and Yallop and Van Egmond as 2 8s ahead of her. So quite the attacking side, with 5 players of an attacking vocation, including Hayley Rasso on the ball there. And of course we know how attacking Steph Catley and particularly Ellie Carpenter are down the flanks as well.
Well, Tony Gustafsson alluded as much in his pre-game press conference around attacking style of football, a higher press, higher pressure.
And here is Rasso, able to turn into the area. The cross, Mary Fowler stretches. It was just behind Michelle Heyman. Steph Catley has got it back. Here's Yallop. And already we see what Hayley Rasso brings to the party. With Ellie Carpenter often pushing up so much alongside her, she can benefit from a little more space, can make those runs through the inside channel. And Cooney Cross, one of the two Arsenal players on the field at the moment, along with Steph Catley, the left back. Caitlin Ford unlikely to play any part after picking up that little hamstring twinge in Adelaide. Certainly not expected to be enough to threaten her place in the side for the Olympics.
No, not at all. And I think really wise to rest Caitlin Ford at this point in time. Really not worth pushing anything like a soft tissue injury. She's so valuable to this Matildas side and probably deserves a bit of a rest after what's been a pretty packed schedule over the last 12 months or so.
Well, it's been a crazy time for this Matildas team, hasn't it? They have not stopped, most of them. And Caitlin Ford, with the earrings in, suggests, and the rings on the fingers, that she's not going to be playing. Mind you, Hayley Rasso was wearing an earring in the most recent friendly match in America. There she is, it's gone for this one. Is here looking Yang Lina and Shen Mong-yu. Here's Lina again. That's a nice little ball in towards Zhang, who scored that acrobatic opening goal on the half hour in Adelaide. Shen again, looking to get the cross in. Very well dealt with by Cooney Cross. Only as far as Chen, the left back, who was outstanding on Friday. Wang Shuang. All the way back to her captain, Wu Haiyan. Du Jia Singh, the number 4, just getting dispossessed in the middle of the park, but Van Egmond couldn't find Yallop. Here is Du again with Chen. Chen Chaoju, who has scored 3 goals in the Asian Games as they picked up the bronze medal there at the end of last year. Also scored against Thailand, what ended up being an important goal because they've missed out on the Olympics in the end. Just missing out on one of the top second-place teams in their group, China. It was a bit of a surprise. In the end, in a tough group with the 2 Koreas.
Yeah, certainly an expectation. History would suggest that China belongs at these major tournaments. So to not have them at the upcoming Olympics rather, certainly a surprise.
It's a great ball from Van Egmond, and here's Rasso. She had Yallop ahead of her, and it was really stretching the Chinese defence. It all opened up for Hayley Rasso, but in the end her shot was blocked.
But already 5 minutes in, a brighter start than what we saw on Friday night in Adelaide. The Matildas, more touches on the ball in this opening little passage. Certainly an intensity about them that was lacking just a couple of days ago.
5 minutes in, that was the first shot, but already nearly 80% possession in favour of the Matildas. Wu Haiyan forward. Cooney Cross, that's a good ball wide for her clubmate Catley. Now here's Rasso, back with Alana Kennedy. Hunt with Cooney Cross again. Able to play with just one real defensive midfielder, probably because the plan is to push China back, and that's a nice little 1-2 with Yallop and Catley. Steph Catley still. Yallop again as Mary Fowler looked to drive into the area, and now Alana Kennedy trying her luck from distance, but not threatening Xu Huan in the China goal.
It's not a bad option from Alana Kennedy to have a strike from range. Needed to get her head over it, if anything, just to keep it down, but a little hand of apology.
China looking to play out from the back. And getting picked off there. Only had the ball in Australia's half just the once. There is Wang Shuang, who came off the bench along with Charlie Grant in the FA Cup final loss that Tottenham suffered at the hands of Manchester United a couple of weeks ago. Here's Ellie Carpenter. Coming central looking for the ball. Now Rasso giving her the option wide, but with back to goal. They're forced back out to settle things again with Claire Hunt. Closed down by Zhang. Catley with Fowler. A little slip by Cooney Cross, but Van Egmont's there to tidy up. And you can see Ellie Carpenter coming inside, trying to create that overload in the middle of the park, offer support to Cooney Cross. And Van Egmont, Yallop, who's operating on the other flank. Again, this is the trap that China set for the Matildas last week, which was they set out their defensive stall and they forced the Matildas into a high-risk pass like that one that's picked off, that time by Chen.
But importantly, if the Matildas can win possession a little further up the field, as they have on a few occasions already, they prime themselves to be a little closer to goal. Shots and shots on target on Friday night in Adelaide were few and far between.
Yallop, who's started both matches in this window, having not been a regular starter in recent months. That's a great turn from Ellie Carpenter, driving into the area, the cut back towards Heyman, and then the follow-up from Tamiki Yallop, who did score against Chinese Taipei in Perth last October, but couldn't hit the target there.
Oh, it's a blistering run from Ellie Carpenter. The turn as well, superb. The centre-in ball just intercepted. That's the kind of impact we see Ellie Carpenter at her best. It was on the bounce, but Tamiki Yallop might have wanted to do better.
Well, let's head down to Niamh Owens, who's joining us on the sidelines this evening. Niamh, a first little get in touch with you down there. Can you hear us? How's the atmosphere?
It's incredible down here, Robbie, and I know the crowd doesn't necessarily want China to have too much of the ball tonight, but they are going off every time Lydia Williams plays out from the back. As the Aussies go on the attack again, Robbie.
That's right, with Mary Fowler, the player that can make things happen. That time the cross just a little too shallow to the near post and claimed, but it was her free kick, of course, that was spilt by Xu Huan that allowed Michelle Heyman in the right place at the right time to bundle the ball home for that equalising goal. How she has come on in the last 18 months as well, Mary Fowler, to be one of the really key players. We've known all about her talent, her technique, and now she's really translating that into the stats columns as well.
Yeah, unbelievable, really, to think Mary Fowler is still such a young player. She's just a cut above when it comes to her quality on the ball. Very, very silky.
Now here's Chen getting down that left-hand side, the cross towards the back post. It's going to be kept in play. The Matildas trying to race back. That was headed towards Wang Shuang. It's still there. And a first effort from Shen Mengyu, who's playing in the centre of the park, the Celtic player who just won the Scottish Premier League with Celtic.
Well, just how quickly China can break. If that ball just had a little less leverage on it. A dangerous play. And just so quickly, as we saw on Friday night, the transition from China. They look to hit on the counter. They look to utilise the space in behind. And a bit of scrambling defence required from the Matildas.
There is a little change in the formation from Ante Milicic tonight, as well as it's another one for Carpenter to chase. And we talk about the amount of football these players have played and how it's been a big 12 months. It's been a big 2 years, really, because last year there was no break for these Matildas. They went from their club sides, Ellie Carpenter, who'd just come back from a knee reconstruction with Olympique Lyonnais, straight into the World Cup, and then 10 days after the end of the World Cup, she was playing with Lyon in club football again. The same for the Arsenal girls with their Champions League playoffs, so they haven't had a break. And here, they're heading in to the Olympics now again. Catley, ball near post. Good piece of keeping from Xu Huan, who came with a strong punch. It'll be a second corner in quick succession for the left boot of Steph Catley. In it comes, a bit deeper this time. The second header from Du. Now Van Egmond still there. Rasso just wouldn't sit for her attempt on the volley. Mary Fowler has it back. She's closed down quickly. The throw goes China's way. And now Heyman. Heyman able to shoot. It's a good block. And again, it's from Du Jiaxing.
She popped for just half a second there, Michelle Heyman. I just thought she could have got the shot away on the first time of asking. She just looked to fashion herself a little bit more space. And still threatening.
The header away, Alana Kennedy. The back heel from Van Egmond again was looking for Heyman. Carpenter again looking for Rasso. She gets it straight back off Chen. That's a good run from Michelle Heyman. They're really stretching China. Little ball into the area. Rasso shoots and saved again. Well, Hayley Rasso looking for her 18th goal for the Matildas. And she wasn't far away, but this is a very different feel to this Matildas side than 3 days ago.
Yeah, much brighter start. 1 and 2 touch play. The ball over the top from Van Egmond, and Heyman gave really good chase.
Catley again. Again, Sue comes and punches. Mary Fowler gets there. It's a great first touch. The shot blocked. Cleared only as far as Tamiki Yallop. For Cooney Cross to chase, and she's forced the high throw again.
Fair to say the Matildas have spent a lot more time in their attacking half in just this opening 15 minutes or so. Mary Fowler. Those split-second moments, just how quickly she can get a shot away under pressure.
Mary Fowler, has she managed to keep that in place? She has, and she gets it back. Still going. Heyman. She had options square. She gave it a bit more air with Claire Hunt. Now Alana Kennedy looking for that incisive pass. Corelli Carpenter, who gives it the thumbs up, but she couldn't run onto it.
There's probably the safer option from Heyman to choose there, the pass backwards. Under fairly heavy traffic with the first option. Here the Matildas are setting a high line, high pressure on this China goal kick.
Wu Haiyan back to her goalkeeper again. That was a better touch from Yu Yan-Chu, who's playing high up in that front line as the central striker. Cooney cross, good ball, finding Fowler in space, able to turn, trying to get away from Shen Mengyu. Yallop with Carpenter, who's seeing a lot of the football. Rasso. This is an encouraging sign as well for the Matildas. Everyone wants to get on the ball. There's a lot of hunger and desire to be the players that make things happen. Good ball again from Kennedy. That time, Ellie Carpenter was looking for Tamiki Yallop, the ball just behind. Wang Shuang was looking for Zhang. Cut out by Kennedy. Now they reset to try and build again. Catley finding Heyman in space this time. She looks up towards Yallop, leaves it cleverly for Rasso. Struck it first time, she had time. And that's a good save again from Xu Huan.
I like that from the Matildas. A bit of creativity in the final third. Nice, crisp pass in. And even just the ball speed as well, zipping across a nice surface, a cool evening here in Sydney. And that set up very nice for Hayley Rasso.
Wang Shuang, it was a strong challenge from Catley, who came in. Now Zhang. Looking for Liu. Rasso gives it away to Li. With Wu. Back towards Li Mengwen. It's well played by China as they look to get forward, but it's Mary Fowler back doing the defending. And how cool was that? Well, she did have a period on the bench for Manchester City this season, Mary Fowler, but she really finished the campaign as one of their key players. 3 goals and an assist in the last 3 matches of the season. Started all of the last 8. In the end, perhaps she should have started a few more than that earlier in the season, because in the end, City missed out on goal difference to the title. Denied by Sam Kerr's Chelsea. Heyman. Van Egmond, her season's just restarted recently in North America. Rasso of Real Madrid to the Champions League finalist Carpenter. They really are players playing at the highest level in the world. Liu came on in the second half in Adelaide. Can't get away from Hayley Rasso. Not many do, and she's got them in her sights.
And important defensive work as well from Rasso. Saw her player just escaping her there and had to give chase. Good turn of speed.
cross, not the easiest of return balls to Ellie Carpenter, and then Alana Kennedy gave it away. Yang Li Na, the number 13, operating in the middle of the park. Here she is on the ball now. Back at Shanghai, after spells in Europe with PSG and Levante. Wu Cheng-su outside with Lee again. It's not a bad cross. And a big cheer for Lydia Williams.
Swift from China there, really nice touches, sharp play. Really good ball movement in tight spaces as well. And this setup here from the Matildas, this is largely what we saw on Friday night. Just starts to get a little bit static at the back. Defenders just putting their foot on the ball, not quite sure where to play, and just needing that movement in the final third.
And it's a return to the old 4-3-3 as well. Part of that real run of good form heading into the World Cup was the switch to a 4-4-2 in that friendly series in Europe against South Africa and then Denmark, with a couple of good solid wins. And of course, these days you have to be tactically flexible. Tony Gustafsson. He's taken the Matildas to Olympic semi-finals, to a World Cup semi-final as well. These players, they want to quite literally be the golden generation. To do that, they need something hanging around their necks to show for it. They have been the generation that's taken the Matildas to the next level. The future is certainly bright. When you travel to the ground this evening, when you look around the stadium, just about every young girl in Australia wants to be a Matilda these days, which suggests, if they're given the means, the support and the encouragement, that this team will continue to represent its country so brilliantly in years to come. Carpenter. And Egmont's finding some good little pockets of space, but the ball not arriving quite quickly enough. That's a clever little touch to release Liu. And the foul by Van Egmond, who picks up the first booking of the evening in the 26th minute.
Yeah, gave herself away on that one. And certainly you had her for speed. Van Egmond with the arm over the shoulder really was going to be the only way that she slowed her down. It's an early yellow to pick up and to carry for the remainder of the game.
Yulian Chu. Van Egmond again, just getting overrun in the middle of the park. Wu Cheng-su, she's got Chen outside her. Finds her now. That's a great little turn from Wang Shuang. The cross wasn't so good, but it looked for a moment like it might be finding a teammate. Yang Li Na settling things with Du. Wu Haiyan now. With Zhang. Dropping very deep. Now returns to a more attacking position. Chen with Wang Shuang. That's a great little turn from Zhang again. Wu Haiyan into space in the middle of the park. There was enough space for Wu to turn there and look forward.
Some real precision moments from China. Wang Shuang in particular, just so tidy on the ball. Nice combinations on the occasion with Zhang as well. They're the ones that the Matildas need to be really careful of. Wang, no doubt, is the playmaker for this Chinese team.
Ellie Carpenter with the throw. And at the Tokyo Olympics, it was a really spectacular performance from the Matildas. Some spectacular results as well along the way. It started with a 2-1 win over New Zealand. There was an incredible 4-3 win over Great Britain in the quarterfinals. And then in the bronze medal match, that 3-4 loss to the USA. That was the tournament that sort of suggested that this Matildas side could look towards that home World Cup with real belief. And that has only strengthened. Rasso. Clever little touch for Carpenter. Good use of the body as well to take her away from Yanchu. Carpenter almost getting an individual marking job at the moment from Liu, with Chen occupied with Hayley Rasso, who's pulling her inside and out. And now you can see they have to reshuffle.
I thought Chen had a fantastic night on Friday, marking Courtney Vine and closing her down on several occasions. But the partnership between Hayley Rasso and Ellie Carpenter is at a point now where there's a real innate understanding between the two players.
Yang Li Na with the interception. Now, she wasn't fit enough to play in Adelaide. The number 13, who's a very important player in this China national team. Does score goals, but generally looks to sit in that holding midfield position. Towards Zhang, dealt with by Hunt, but nobody there to help her with the follow-up. Chen won't get there. Milicic just with a little word of advice perhaps for Ellie Carpenter. Rasso couldn't take it with her. Again, it was Chen who was there.
Yeah, very clever use of the body there by Chen, and it had to be. There's a neat touch over the top. I have to say, a lot of the action coming down this right-hand side for the Matildas.
Zhang does well with Wan Shuang. She looks to accelerate, the former Asian Player of the Year. The cross, intercepted by Kennedy. Fell kindly for Cooney Cross, but she can only give it straight back again. Du Jia-Sing with Chen Chaoju, now Zhang. Yu. Zhang just slipped as that pass was made, allowing Rasso in. Cheers and the applause continuing for Lydia Williams, who may just have seen Mackenzie Arnold start to warm up down on the sideline, so I suspect we're going to have one final Lydia Williams moment, probably in about 10 minutes or so. There is Mackenzie Arnold, who is now the undisputed first choice goalkeeper for the Matildas. We saw in the All-Stars match against Arsenal that Lydia Williams came off with a couple of minutes to go in the first half, replaced by Jada Wyman, who's also on the bench here this evening. It's a nice way to give the tribute. Now, Rasso, good ball. Carpenter, so quick. The cross is brilliant. Heyman arriving. Lee Mengwen with the clearance, and Carpenter was just caught in an offside position.
Well, returning from that offside position. I was always going to see the flag be raised. But again, another promising move from the Matildas. Feels like there's just a matter of time before something really opens up. And look at the acceleration from Ellie Carpenter. She's just able to put her head down, and the oncoming Michelle Heyman was there, the late run into the box. But as was the Chinese defender, and if anything was learnt from Friday night in Adelaide, it was the discipline in defence that China have. It's been a little bit exposed more so in this evening's game, but still moments individual defending has been pretty sound.
Yeah, authoritative intervention from Alana Kennedy there. That was a real physical battle late in the second half when Wu Chengsu came on as well. She put herself about. She clattered into Claire Hunt on the edge of the box as well, the China number 17, who spent a season in Canberra. Let's head down to Neve Owens, who's keeping a close watch on things on the sidelines. Neve, what have you got?
I'm loving the interplay between Ellie Carpenter and Hayley Rasso on this right edge, Robbie. They were looking for different avenues to goal on Friday night and finding very few. Tonight, with Ellie playing that inverted role, so many more opportunities. Hayley Rasso, though, just in the last couple of minutes, has started stretching, holding her right side a little bit and giving that area a really good stretch. And obviously, with Paris just around the corner, teams named tomorrow, we'll be keeping a very close eye on that and any other niggles as they pop up throughout the evening. But that interplay between Ras and Ellie is a big, big step up on anything that we saw last outing.
It's a great touch again from Rasso, who again is sent tumbling. And it's Carpenter who races it back. And, oh, you're absolutely spot on, Neve, because Hayley Rasso was very slow in getting up, holding that left hip. She's trying to move it around, and, well, it's been a long season for her as well. She played every single match of the Spanish First Division this year with Real Madrid as they finished second to European champions Barcelona in La Liga Femenile. Now, Rasso goes again. Again, the cutback left by Heyman. Carpenter arriving, and it will run out for a goal kick. Well, one thing's for sure, you can ask Hayley Rasso, how are you feeling? Do you want to come off? No, I'm fine. Are you injured? No, I'm fine. Because that's what she does. She runs through walls.
Yes, she does. She's relentless. She's tenacious. And that was a clever run too, sort of inside to out. Afforded herself a little bit more space, but she's definitely labouring on that left leg. Just trying to stretch it out. Perhaps see how it feels over the next couple of minutes. Well, rest assured, nothing will be risked or tested at this late stage. No doubt eyes are on that from the medical team as well.
Ellie Carpenter to take the throw. We've got 10 minutes left in the first half. And this is the woman, Hayley Rasso, that came back from a broken back, had to learn to walk all over again. Was thought for a little while that she perhaps would never play again, but that's just not in the DNA. And Egmont looking for the first time ball for Heyman. Here's Wu Haiyan. And just going into a little lull. Ante Milicic, it was just a couple of minutes ago in Adelaide when his side took the lead. They'd certainly had more chances, but we have seen again that they are individually very good footballers, this China side, despite the fact that he said in press conferences this week as well that they're not playing enough minutes. Those that are playing overseas in the better leagues need to play more. The Chinese Super League needs to be more physical, play faster. Here's Wang Shuang. She's one of the stars of the show with the switch of play towards Zhang.
Ante Milicic said that he couldn't ask for much more after that first performance on Friday night, and if this is a benchmark for the Chinese women's national team under Milicic, then they're in a very good position for years to come.
And certainly there will be no lack of ambition. I heard his very first press conference, he said the facilities were outstanding outside of Beijing, where the side train. So they're not lacking investment there in their national team and in the code. Now Hayley Rasso's just having a word on the sideline with Tony Gustafsson. I think it's tactical more than anything, because Ellie Carpenter was involved as well. Meanwhile, goalkeeper coach Tony Franken is putting Mackenzie Arnold through her paces behind the goal. As here's Carpenter on the charge again. Well, that was a mishit cross that looked for a moment like it could catch out Xu Huan.
Didn't quite get the shape of the cross right, but still the high pressure, the shape from the Matildas starting just on the edge of the 18-yard box, wanting to keep things in this half.
And again, China looking to play out from the back, and again the Matildas win it back high up the pitch through Cooney Cross. No foul by Rasso, who just apologises all the same to Wang Shuang.
It's a great battle, great strength shown on the ball, really good shoulder to shoulder, I'd say, on first glance.
Chen Mengyu for Zhang. Now Liu finding Wang Shuang. Looks up but doesn't see any options in the middle, so brings it back through Chen. Du with the captain Wu. Rolling the ball into Wu Chengsu. Oh, Li Mengwen's given it away. Heyman. It's a great run from Michelle Heyman. Still going. Michelle Heyman. Oh, and she just couldn't finish it. Well, what a goal that would have been.
Well, it was a mesmerising run, wasn't it? And Michelle Heyman, at 35 years of age, she had 3 red shirts around her, shoulders off one, gets the shot away. It doesn't miss by much. But a delightful bit of individual skill with everything but the final pass to find the back of the net.
Well, what an individual goal that would have been. Great pace, great strength. And that's why she has been called up to fill the breach. That enormous hole left in the Matildas' attack with Sam Kerr's anterior cruciate ligament injury, the knee reconstruction 5 months ago that will sideline her for the Olympics after the world's best forward was also injured during much of the Women's World Cup as well, still managed to score that incredible goal in the semi-final against England. But Heyman showing there what could well be leading the line for the Matildas. We say in Paris at the Olympics, but of course it starts in Marseille on the south coast, then goes to the Riviera in Nice for the game. That second match, the first game's against Germany, the second against Zambia in Nice, and then if Germany and Zambia weren't big enough, then the USA in the final group game for the Matildas on the 31st of July back in Marseille. And that's a fantastic stadium as well, the Stade Velodrome. 70,000 there. Chen. In fact, it was Lina who intercepted that, ran it back to her goalkeeper. Here she is again, Yang Lina. Mackenzie Arnold is taking off the bib. The crowd have just seen it on the big screen. And the next stoppage is going to be another very emotional moment for this Matildas side, as Lydia Williams will walk off the pitch for the final time wearing that famous #1 for her country. Asian champion in 2010. Will she be celebrating with a goal before the end? Here's Mary Fowler, accelerates. It's going to be a corner, or rather a goal kick, according to our Korea Republic referee. And that means it's time for the substitution. A round of applause from Mackenzie Arnold and a standing ovation from 75,000 in Stadium Australia, let alone her teammates. Thank you so much for everything, Lydia Williams.
A very special substitution here tonight as she swaps the captain's armband over and makes her way off the pitch for the last time here in Australia. Before we call this up, can you please make some noise?
She made her debut in 2005 against Korea Republic as a 17-year-old. Now at 36, having spent more than half her life as an international footballer. So much of that when that was almost a chore compared to an honor back then, and now she retires a hero of the game.
Well, this is such a special moment. A moment 19 years in the making. And a team that is better known with Lydia Williams than without. But one thing's for sure, and that's that the Matildas are better and football is better for having had Lydia Williams in it.
And now everyone has to focus again for the last few seconds of this first half. Well, the hugging is going to go for a while down on the bench as Lydia makes her way past every single player who's there at such a special moment. And you can see just how much she means to every single one of these players as well. Played for Brighton, played for Arsenal, played for PSG. In a career that started out when she moved to Canberra as an 11-year-old. Lost her dad at 15, such an important figure for her. Who told her in her final conversation that he will always be here supporting her in her journey. That's taken her to sell out crowds at home, wearing the captain's armband for her country. Now, the Matildas have it back through Yallop. Can they put the finishing touches on this first half? A vastly improved first half compared to Adelaide. Hunt stabs at the ball, but just gives it straight back again. Here's Yang Li Na. Another who's been in this international stage for a while. Asian champion 2 years ago when China lifted that trophy for the 9th time. They will be back with Ante Milicic in charge in 18 months' time as Australia hosts the Asian Cup on home soil. China, who beat them in 2006 in Adelaide on penalties. Half-time at Stadium Australia. It's been a Matildas side knocking on the door. The visitors, China, have defended well. Xu Huan, their goalkeeper, made a couple of good saves early on to deny Hayley Rasso. But the first half was all about Lydia Williams, who appeared for the 104th and final time on home soil in the Australia jersey. Half-time at Stadium Australia. The Matildas 0, China 0.
We're on a mission to help inspire Aussie kids to be better and to get active too. Isn't that right, Jeremy? It sure is. Which is why we're proudly sponsoring kids' sports programs all over the country, like Collins Mini Groups. It's a great way to get kids moving and to support local communities. Hey, Jeremy. Collins, proudly supporting Football Australia's Mini Groups.
Girls in sport aren't visible enough. Give them a cheer and a half and create a poster to show your support.
Cadbury is giving a cheer and a half to help keep girls in the game. Get your phones out right now and scan the QR code on the big screen to create a poster and show your support for our young female athletes in your life. Do your bit to improve the visibility of women in sport. Please welcome onto the field some of our Matildas and Socceroos of the future. They are our couples and mini roos from our local clubs. Please Cindy, you were fantastic.
I'm here with Football Australia's CEO, James Johnson, for a very, very special presentation. Here with us, we have 7 former Matildas who have played for the national team at different points in time, and all of them are trailblazers of our sport. We have a very, very special presentation. James, I'll let you take it away. Our first player is Pele Ingles. Now, she made her non-A international debut for Australia on the 16th of July 2001 against Japanese side Substitution for your CommBank Matildas, number 32, Michelle Lehman, replaced by number 5, Courtney Vine. And number 10, Emily Van Egmond, replaced by number 6, Claire Wheeler.
We're all set for the second half here at Port Stadium. The People's Republic of China here to take on our CommBank Matildas. At Port Stadium, are you ready?
What a sight. A sold-out Stadium Australia, all set for the second half of this final home match before the Paris Olympics for the Matildas, the darlings of Australian sport. And a couple of changes at the break. Nostradamus alongside me saw it coming. Claire Wheeler has dropped into midfield, replacing Emily Van Egmond. And Courtney Vine has not replaced Hayley Rasso, she has replaced Michelle Heyman up front. And the Sydney FC, champion of Australia in back-to-back years, wearing the number 5 shirt, is straight in to lead the line in attack. Now her pace will cause that Chinese central defence all sorts of problems, as Fowler looks to get on the front foot as well. So, Grace, what do you make of those changes? You saw them coming.
Well, really pleased, first of all, to see Wheeler alongside Kyra Cooney-Cross, or at least with an opportunity in the midfield to test her next to a player who we expect to be starting a lot for the national team in Kyra Cooney-Cross.
And it is Cooney-Cross with the ball in. It was a great ball into the right kind of area. It's kept alive and finally cleared in the end by Wu Haiyan. Here is Hayley Rasso on one of the charges, looking for Vine. Claire Wheeler takes over. That, I guess, what you'd call a breakout season for Everton this year, insofar as she played an enormous amount of minutes, just about every single game, starting either in the centre of the park or in a fullback role.
Yeah, a regular name on the team sheet, Claire Wheeler at Everton. She comes into these windows fit, having played a lot of football. Rasso's just neatly guided to the ground there, but a good opportunity for the Matildas to set up a free kick, and unsurprising to see those two players standing over the ball.
The left foot of Steph Catley with the captain's armband now, the right foot of Kyra Cooney-Cross, the two gunners. It is Catley who delivers. It's a great ball, it's a great header. And it's Claire Wheeler, the smallest player on the pitch, who heads home to give the Matildas the lead.
Well, it's a brilliantly taken header by Claire Wheeler, who's just been substituted on. We'll talk about game changes, talk about impact, talk about delivery. Steph Catley, delightful. But Claire Wheeler has read the fight of the ball to perfection, nodded that home, and look what it means to her. Look at that celebration. It's a wonderful finish.
Well, it's a great timed run. It's a fantastic header. And is that one from the training park? Because I don't think too many were expecting Claire Wheeler to score a header just a couple of minutes after coming on. Just her second international goal. The first came late on in an 8-0 win over the Philippines in Perth late last year. What a great moment for her. And you said it, we'd like to see her playing alongside Kyra Cooney-Cross, playing in an established midfield, not a midfield like we have seen her against Canada recently, against China in the first game, where she's surrounded by a team that's not quite gelling.
Yeah, well, she's been part of a makeshift midfield and now gets an opportunity, 45 minutes. And really pleasing for her as well. A player that has worked really hard in her moments under Tony Gustafsson. On every one of those moments, she's performed. If anything, that first game against China on Friday night, perhaps her slowest showing of the lot, but she's made amends for that tonight.
Yeah, just 3 minutes on the pitch to get that second goal in her 21st appearance in green and gold. Wang Shuang. And just trying to clip the ball in. Nobody making the run she wanted, claimed by Mackenzie Arnold. Now this will be interesting for Ante Milicic and this China side, because on Friday in Adelaide they had something to defend from the 30th minute. They almost managed to go all the way. Now they have to do the hardest thing in football, which is to score goals, to try and break down this Matildas side.
It's a different complexion of game already. Yes, moments in the first 45 minutes better than Friday, most certainly. More of the ball, more shots, more opportunities. Just felt as though they were more in control. They had everything but a goal to show for it.
Carpenter's header. Yang Li Na. Good ball forward, managing to pick out Zhang, but closed down very quickly by Cooney Cross, and that time Steph Catley was looking over the top for Courtney Vine. There wasn't much space in behind. Lee Meng-wen forward towards Zhang. Nice touch to get around Wheeler. Space on the left-hand side for China. One for Chen to chase. She's got Liu ahead of her. Wang Shuang in the middle, along with Wu Chengsu. And Chen trying to get the better of Carpenter. And it's out for a goal kick.
Well, we've come accustomed in Australia to the delightful set-piece taker that is Steph Catley. That left foot serves it up on a platter. It's certainly an asset for the Matildas.
Catley exchanging passes with Fowler. Cooney Cross, who can drop back alongside Hunt and Kennedy to make that back three, where Catley can get forward a little bit. Here's the goal scorer, Wheeler. And Carpenter does well. Here's Yallop. Back with Claire Hunt. Wang Shuang trying to close down Cooney Cross. It's given away by Claire Hunt, but won back by Claire Wheeler. Rasso just hesitated a moment and couldn't release Ellie Carpenter. Good touch, Catley. Mary Fowler turning inside and out. The ball just a little bit overhit for Catley. He didn't have the afterburners on.
Idea was right. Just a little bit too much weight behind the pass from Fowler. Not quite enough real estate for Catley to run into.
Buoyed by the goal, Stadium Australia is trying to get the wave up and going. Good challenge again by Chen Xiaoju. just drawn a little frustration from Ellie Carpenter, as we can see there's movement down on the China bench. Teng Jia-Li, number 28, preparing to come into the game. She came off the bench in Adelaide as well. She was the last player to score for China against Australia before Zhang in Adelaide when she scored 3 years ago. Oh, well, they set the trap for Claire Wheeler there, and they almost got the better of her. Wang Shuang and Yang Li Na closing her down. It was a real pincer movement from both sides. Strong challenge again from Chen, who just can't quite keep it in play, but Hayley Rasso is starting to feel the effects, the same way Courtney Vine did in Adelaide, of a very physical duel on that left-hand side of the China defence.
Perhaps taking a bit of confidence from Hayley Rasso staying on the field. She did look a little bit proppy in that first half, but the fact she's still out there is a good sign.
It's given away cheaply by Shen Menglu. Oh, how about the pass from Vine in behind for Rasso, who accelerates and scores! Well, the hip's fine, it's a very good sign. Hayley Rasso doubles the lead, the assist from Courtney Vine. 10 minutes into the second half, and the Matildas are heading to Paris in style.
Well, a game where they struggled to break through the middle of that Chinese defence. Today, a different prospect. The ball from Courtney Vine. Take a moment to consider just how perfect that is. A superb through ball. And the pace of Hayley Rasso to round her defender, round the goalkeeper, and coolly slot it into the back of the net. Well, that's a bit of quality they needed, and that is a tidy finish.
Well, she has really found her scoring touch in the last 12 months, hasn't she, Hayley Rasso? The goals just keep flowing at the moment. She opened the scoring against Mexico. That was after coming off the bench against Uzbekistan in that 10-0 romp. So Chen Mengyu, who just gave the ball away in that action as well, is substituted immediately. I'm sure that's not punishment for losing the ball from Ante Milicic. He was already going to make that change. And Wu Chengsu is the other player who came off, who didn't have quite the impact she did when she came off the bench in Adelaide from that starting role. It's great to see Courtney Vine involved in just seeing the development of her game as well at Sydney FC over this season in the A-League women's competition, which is the breeding ground for these Matildas, of course, and you can catch all of that on 10 players. Here's another opportunity. Tamiki Yallop firing across the face of goal.
Well, some really nice moments. Tantalisingly close, just across the face of goal. Courtney Vine's fast, she's not that fast. Just taking another moment to appreciate her through ball to Hayley Rasso. The kind of delivery that painfully teases the defence because they just can't quite get there. And a good run as well, outwards to in from Hayley Rasso. Great strength shown on the ball.
She's scored in 3 of her last 4 appearances for Australia, as here's Tang. Her first contribution since coming on. Teng Jia-Li wasn't struck with the requisite power to trouble Mackenzie Arnold.
It's a different dynamic now for the Matildas. 2-goal buffer. Still plenty of football to be played. 30 minutes remain, a little bit more. But now how they look to manage this game.
Cooney cross. Trying to get away from Zhang. It's not an easy proposition. Zhang Linyan. A very aggressive player as well. So is Chen, who's taking on Carpenter again. Between them, the Chinese defense manages to deal with the threat, but not for long. Here's Alana Kennedy. Oh, that's nice. Sliding in. Yang Li Na settles things with Chen Xiaoju. Now Gao Chen is caught in possession. Little touch off for Vine again. Well played, Claire Hunt, pushing forward to diffuse that situation before it developed. An hour gone here at Stadium Australia. The Matildas have come through the A-League women's competition. If you're a youngster watching at home, you can begin your journey with the Mini Roos, as here's Courtney Vine, shoots over the Mini Roos program for kids from age 4 to 11. And a chance to start your journey all the way to Stadium Australia, perhaps.
That was a neat ball from Tamika Yallop. Just evaded the Chinese defence. Fell to Courtney Vine. He just slipped on the strike, but is otherwise looking dangerous in a central role, and one she's not so familiar playing with in the national team as well.
Kennedy again. I just hear that little misunderstanding there on the effects mic. She thought Ellie Carpenter was going to take over. Nice little candid moment on the sidelines. If you are a Mini Roo, just cover your ears. Now Wu Haiyan with Yang Li Na. Straight back to her captain. Well, that's coolly done. Plenty of experience there. Zhu Jiaxing now. As that runs out of play. Good pressure from the Matildas. Don't forget about the Subway Socceroos as well. They're continuing their quest for World Cup qualification. They take on Palestine on Tuesday. That's next Tuesday, the 11th of June at HBF Park in Perth. You can get your tickets. Just search for Socceroos on the internet, and you can pick up your place to watch a little bit more history from the men's national team as well, as they look to qualify for the next World Cup. Now Yallop still in there fighting for everything. She's that experienced utility player that you can play at fullback, number 8, a little wide. She's a great box-to-box midfielder. Tamika Yallop, who's back playing in Australia with Brisbane Roar.
An incredibly hard worker as well, Tamika Yallop. Understands her role in the team and will do any job that's assigned to her from the coaching staff.
And one of the 2010 Asian Cup winners in this squad as well. Cap number 1, 2, 3 for her this evening. This really is the coming of age for this squad. Let's hope it delivers all of that and more. It's a good ball over the top for Tang Jia-Li. Manages to get there as well. That effort, it's well struck from Zhang. Tang Jia-Li again. Good stop from Mackenzie Arnold, called into action.
The strong hands read it well. And what was otherwise a good break from China. Well struck shot, good power behind it, great angle, you see that one there, but it's parried away pretty comfortably by Arnold in the end.
And as you can hear over the loudspeaker, a fourth change coming for the Matildas. Caitlin Torpey. Well, we've seen her at right back, right wing, left back. And now she is moving high on the right flank. Caitlin Torpey, who had an outstanding season for Melbourne City, that earned her that move during the campaign to America and San Diego, where she now plays alongside Emily Van Egmond. And she, if the likes of Courtney Vine or Claire Hunt last season before the Women's World Cup, were the real bolters for that side, Caitlin Torpey is version 2024.
Well, that introduction of Torpey has seen Hayley Raso just switch flanks. So Raso now on the left.
Oh, look at Vine, so much pace. She's done brilliantly, Courtney Vine. The cutback with Fowler. She just couldn't find a way to shoot, and then Claire Wheeler again, or Hayley Raso rather, with a missile of a shot that was palmed away by Xu Huan.
Oh, she's hit that ever so sweetly. Courtney Vine does well just to jump out of the way, but perhaps was deemed to be in the offside position and in the goalkeeper's view as well. Nonetheless, the goalkeeper did get a little touch just to parry it onto the bar.
Well, it was given as an offside in the end against Courtney Vine. She had to take evasive action, I think more for self-preservation than anything else.
Well, impressively so as well, but Hayley Raso is really playing with a bit about her tonight.
Oh, look at the press and the pressure that's coming. That's Wang Shuang, the most experienced, probably most technical player in the China side, getting caught in possession and just panicking there. As we're going to see two more changes. Frante Milicic's China side.
Will be replaced by number 10,
Wang Yangwen.
And number 23, Yu Yanshu, will be replaced by number 18.
Coming on, and then also coming into the game there is Shen Monglu for her first appearance in this series. The number 18, who also plays alongside Shen Mongyu at Celtic. They won the Cups last year and the league this year in Scotland. Kennedy, just get the feeling, Grace, the Matildas want more. We're midway through the second half. The press is more aggressive still, a little bit cleverer as well. They're closing down space and they're making things happen.
This is good. You want to see the Matildas keep playing.
As Carpenter's cross back post, Raso can't direct the header back across. I think that was intended perhaps for Caitlin Torpey, who thought, oh, here comes Ellie Carpenter. And there you can see that shot on the Allianz Spider Cam. That's been swirling around in the airs of Stadium Australia this evening, bringing you some great shots closer to the action. Yang Li Na, that's a good ball for Tang Jia-Li. Nice first touch as well. Looking for Shen Monglu. Li Mengwen forward. Towards Yang, here's Wang Shuang. Tang Jiali again. Chen. The cross blocked, and blocked well by Carpenter, but they've conceded the corner. It's the first of the evening for China.
A tactical test now for the Matildas, both in this remaining 20 minutes of play. Just how they're smart about possession, smart about what they do. But also really pleasing to see them not take their foot off the pedal, still pushing high, still pressing.
Taken short. Look at that pressure from Rasso, not allowing that to get taken. Courtney Vines back helping out as well. Oh, she hesitated, that's dangerous. She's just got caught in two minds, Courtney Vine, and in international football you can't afford to do that. It closed up so quickly.
Just half a moment of indecision. She thought about clearing it, thought about passing it, in the end did neither. Mackenzie Arnold hasn't had a great deal to do, but on a couple of occasions she has. She's been alert to the danger.
Well, there was a good stop from that earlier effort. Stinging shot that she palmed away from Zhang. Matildas again trying to get numbers into midfield. Carpenter and Catley both coming inside, but again China responding. They're flooding the midfield with red shirts of their own and looking a little bit more adventurous when they look to break forward as well. Caitlin Torby back there with Mary Fowler, and now Carpenter can try and bring the ball out and move things around. Tony Gustafsson comes to have a word in the ear of Hayley Rasso. Hunt with Kennedy. She shaped as though she was looking long to release Torby. This is where this side needs movement to find space in between the lines. China have also reverted to a 4-4-2 formation, which is closing down the spaces. Carpenter, the little ball for Fowler.
Well, it's a compact defence that we're seeing from China, not dissimilar to that of Friday night. And it just starts to slow things down for the Matildas as they get their foot on the ball and try and pick out a pass. If you recall as well, on the Friday evening game, as it wore on, just started to become a little bit scrappy, a little bit spicy at times, and of course just looking after players at this point in time and not allowing any further injuries is paramount.
Ante Milicic, you can see the eyes of the tactician observing everything, still getting to know his players and what they're really capable of. No way through for Wang Shuang, but it was nice until it ended. Now Steph Catley trying to just squeeze the ball in behind. It's Li Mengwen, plays a football for Brighton Hove Albion these days in the WSL alongside Charlie Rule. Matildas have to be smart. They have to try and tease out this defence. It'll be interesting to see how they play in the Olympics. Zambia, on paper, the easiest of the three sides in the group, ranked 65 in the world, but Germany and the USA are top 5 in the world. The Matildas have enormous potential, but they need to take that next step. They're currently ranked 3rd in Asia, behind Japan and Korea, and number 12 in the world.
There's no such thing as an easy group when it comes to the Olympics and tournament football. But don't discount Zambia for a second. A nation that can certainly catch the Matildas, if not USA and Germany, off guard as well.
And played at their first ever World Cup as well last year. So they are on the international radar. The Copper Queens, they are known. Speaking of nicknames, obviously, you know the Matildas. China are the Steel Roses. Here they are, looking to break forward again with Yang, the number 10, who was in the press conference yesterday before the game, saying that they want to get as much experience out of these matches, and what China really want under Ante Milicic is an identity to show that when they step out onto the field, the people will recognize what this China side can bring. That's a good ball from Wang Shuang. Now Li Mengwen. Closed down by Wheeler. It's been given as a goal kick. Well defended.
Just little glimpses still of what China are capable of. Li Mengwen just floating between defenders, finding a bit of space on the lines, and Wang Shuang, as she has so often done tonight and Friday as well for China, just picking the pass.
76,798 in attendance. Packed Stadium Australia. And that's even with the configuration that it's in. More than the 75,500 that came to see the Matildas 3 games here during the Women's World Cup. Rasso. Now with Torpy. Kennedy back outside with Ellie Carpenter. Cooney cross. Good quick feet. She's being hounded towards the touchline. Excellent defending from Peng Jiali. Don't forget, in a couple of nights' time, you can catch the Socceroos in action live and exclusive on Paramount Plus in their World Cup qualifier against Bangladesh. So that's on the 6th of June before they come back to Perth for the game against Palestine. Here China back on the front foot.
Well, that's well worked by Ellie Carpenter. Had to give chase and did so very well. He's run a lot tonight too. I know that's part of her game, getting forward, overlapping, providing an attacking outlet.
Jia Singh with Wu Haiyan looking for Li Mengwen. It's a good ball, it's well played, and it's not a bad effort from Li Mengwen. It was struck true, but for the moment, Mackenzie Arnold, with a big helping hand from Lydia Williams in the first half, holding on to that clean sheet.
Yep, nice clean set of hands there from Mackenzie Arnold. She got a good side of that strike. Nice clean grab. No doubt she'll want to hold on to a clean sheet as well.
Is she going to be wearing the #1 shirt in Paris? That's the next big question. Tony Gustafsson revealing to us here at Channel 10 and Paramount Plus before kickoff that the players have been told if they're on the plane or not, if they're in the 18, if they're the 4 reserves or otherwise for the Paris Olympics. And that tonight was all about a celebration. Well, the goals early in the second half from Wheeler and Rasso will certainly help in that department. Carpenter. Cooney cross. Good feet. Somehow holds onto the ball, but in the end just too many red shirts around. Wang Shuang does well. Teng Jiali looking to release Yang. And that's a good little sprint from Claire Hunt as well to stay in front and get that ball back to her keeper.
Yeah, nice turn of pace there from Claire Hunt, just to provide a bit of cover and small details, but even just placing the pass back to Arnold onto her preferred right foot, so as not to put her under any more pressure.
Courtney Vine not far away from getting on to the end of that one. Looking for her 4th international goal. The score of that famous penalty in Brisbane against France on the night Mackenzie Arnold was the hero between the posts. That's another effort from distance, that time from Yang Li Na. And again, might not have been on target, but Arnold down well to her right.
I thought perhaps Li Mengwen was the better option there, in space out on the right. Wasn't the pass opted for in the end, and Mackenzie Arnold will take as long as she wants here.
Substitutions 5 and 6 coming from Ante Milicic and China. Tony Gustafsson's just made the 4 so far. Mackenzie Arnold in the first half. Claire Wheeler and Courtney Vine at half-time, and then Caitlin Torpey. She does have Charlie Grant on the sideline. It looks like she's getting ready to come on, and so too perhaps Claire Polkinghorne, Australia's all-time leading appearance maker. The change is coming for China then. Wang Shuang makes way, and so does Yang Li Na. So coming on, number 15 Yuan Kong, and the number 20, a veteran, Zhang Hui, who's the vice captain of this China squad. And there's been 15 years in the China national team. The number 20, that's quite some record. She was playing when Australia last beat China here in Sydney. They've only won 1 of the previous 4 that have been played in Sydney. That came back in 2013. There was even the penalty shootout loss back in 2000 before the Sydney Olympics in the Pacific Cup. Wheeler with Carpenter, intercepted by Li Mengwen, who's been good in this series. Rasso does well though. Cooney cross. Gets it back from Alana Kennedy. The Matildas happy to put their foot on the ball and move it around now. Mary Fowler gets it back from Torpey. Wheeler. with Rasso. Intensity's just dropped off after that excellent little first 20-25 minutes to the second half. Perhaps the Matildas already with one eye on what's to come now. Having seen off most of the threat, there was a little period about 10 minutes ago where China looked to be fighting a way back into the game. 2-0's not the most secure of scorelines. That's well played with Catley. Just a couple of crisp passes from Cooney Cross and then Rasso to release Steph Catley. They have to move the ball a little bit quicker. That's when you start to play into the hands of a well-disciplined, well-organised side. Torpy. Only been in the Matildas set up for the last couple of windows. Just her 5th appearance this evening. But she has settled right in. Here's Kennedy now. Torpy outsider. She finds the number 8. Back now with Kennedy. Carpenter making the run. Claire Wheeler wanted it as Kennedy drives the ball into the area. Courtney Vine working hard, so too Hayley Rasso. Hayley Rasso has gone down, just holding her right shin, is it? We'll see if she was caught as everyone lunged for the ball in the box there.
There's great pressure shown both by Hayley Rasso and Courtney Vine. Perhaps just heavy contact on that right leg. Hayley Rasso looks to try and run it off. You know, if anyone is going to run off something like that, it is Rasso.
Oh, I thought she was injured about midway through the first half. She's still going strong, though. So those final 2 substitutions come now from Tony Gustafsson.
Substitutions for your CommBank
Charlie Grant
number 21, Ellie Carpenter.
replaces Ellie Carpenter, which I assume is a straight swap at right back. And Alana Kennedy makes way for Claire Polkinghorne. Another legend of the game in Australia. That is international appearance number 167 for Claire Polkinghorne. Lydia Williams made her debut in 2005. Polks, as she's known, in 2006. Tamiki Yallop, 2007. These are the leaders of this squad. Oh, as it's just overhit and runs away. Charlie Grant's first touch, just getting the measure. No foul by Polkinghorne, says the referee, in the back of Kong Yuan.
Well, really nice as well to see Claire Polkinghorne with some minutes on home soil.
As the ball over the top from Cooney Cross was looking for the pace of Vine.
Polkinghorne in all 167 appearances, such a wonderful servant to the game. Still a brilliant leader in the group.
Cooney Cross can't cut that one out. Here goes Yang. Yan Wen. It's got Kong in the middle. Yang still going. She just ran out of steam when she turned inside. It's Cooney Cross back looking to win it back. Zhang Rui with Yang again. Now Li. Teng Jia Li. Trying to disguise the pass for Li Mengwen, but Courtney Vine just back to help out and send it out of play.
This opening goal from Claire Wheeler, well, I think the celebration really said it all. And this tenacity completely broken through from Hayley Rasso. To be fair, he's toiled hard really well all game tonight.
And there we see a training move to try and work out how to play out from a high press. Unfortunately, Fowler's touch just got away from her. She hasn't had such an influential second half, Mary Fowler.
Yeah, she's gone a little bit quiet into the second 45 minutes. Just sort of floated in and out of play at times. You know, when she is at her very best, what she's capable of. Moments of magic. But by her standard, hasn't been her most prolific 45 minutes.
Now Torpy trying to bring it down off the chest. Charlie Grant there as well. She has to scurry back. Manages to put the brake on any China counter-attack. It's a good touch again from Yang, who's looked lively since coming on, the number 10. Wu again. Manages to get the shot off in the end, Kong. 4 minutes of additional time shown by the fourth official down on pitch side. 4 minutes for Mackenzie Arnold to try and hang on for that clean sheet. You don't want to undo all the good work of a professional, if not flamboyant, first 45 minutes, and then a really good first 20 minutes of the second half to take the game beyond this China side.
We wanted to see an improvement from that first game on Friday night. I think fair to say we've seen exactly that. More attacking football, more quality in the final third. If the result remains as it is, a clean sheet in front of 77,000 on a Monday night.
And Charlie Grant ensures that that does run out of play. Well, just to give you another stat about the journey that the Matildas have been on. It took them more than 15 years to get their first ever win against China. They were winless in their first 18 matches against them. 13 draws, 13 losses rather, and 5 draws. This is a China side that have been Asian champions 9 times, Australia just once, despite numerous finals. That victory came in 2010. Claire Polkinghorne was there, Sam Kerr was there, Lydia Williams, Tamiki Yallop, and here they are now, 14 years on, preparing for another Olympics, and this will be an 11th match without defeat against China now. They haven't lost since 2013 against China. For so long, the force in Asia. Well, the Matildas want that crown now. Asia is a very strong confederation, though, in women's football. China, 1999 World Cup finalists. Japan, world champions in 2011. Korea and North Korea as well. Strong sides, strong nations. And of course, the Matildas fly the colours and the flag internationally, in Asia and around the world. And they do it very, very well, and the promise is of plenty more to come. Lee, the cross deflected by Courtney Vine, who's run herself into the ground since coming on. She's been making runs in behind. She's back doing defensive runs as well. Kong, and then Yang throwing herself at the ball. Hayley Rasso still throwing herself at anything, bouncing off players. We saw that great run from Michelle Heyman in the first half, where she was using her physicality as well. Now that'll be a booking for Wheeler, almost certainly, if this wasn't just a friendly match. She lunged in with the studs showing on the central defender, Du.
Pretty clumsy one there from Wheeler. Quick to apologise. Just a bit of a tired challenge. She too has worked tirelessly since coming on. The substitutes certainly made their impact felt.
Well, the 4 minutes of stoppage time are up. Is there one last opportunity for China here to get on the scoreboard? Spare a thought for Ante Milicic as it's played wide to the left to change the angle. Now the cross comes in and it's claimed by Mackenzie Arnold. Frustration for the Chinese coaches. Joy for the Matildas.
Well, perhaps a little surprising they didn't try for the direct shot so late in the game, but nonetheless another save, another clean take from Arnold.
It's all over, and the Matildas